Hey everyone, Lotus Prince here. You know something? I have a bit of a difficult decision to make. Ultimately it's for your benefit, but it's difficult for me to decide what to do. Halloween is coming up soon, and while I do play horror games kind of a lot, I would like to choose something particularly special for this Halloween, and here lies my problem. I've narrowed the game that I want to play down to one of 4 possible options. And the tricky bit is that each of these options is something that I have long awaited. And in many cases, regarding comments I've received and messages, they have also been hyped to one degree or another by my viewers. So, what do I do? At this point, I'm at a bit of an impasse, so I thought I would do something a little bit interesting. This does not just have to be the game that I most want to play. Honestly, for these I could kind of go anyway, but I'm curious as to what the general consensus of the viewers is for something as momentous as this occasion. So for that reason, I think I'll put this up to a vote. I have 4 options here. Let me know which option you think would be the one you're most interested in. Now, as for what my options are, I think you'll see what I mean when I talk about how very hyped these games are. Option number 1. Silent Hill Book of Memories for the PlayStation Vita. I showed in a video of mine that I am now capable of playing. As it turns out, maybe not every Vita game. There are some that appeared not to work even with the modification, but I'm able to play Book of Memories, so this would be interesting because it's the last Silent Hill game that's released in America, at least at the time of this recording. I don't know if Konami's going to further the Silent Hill universe or anything, so this may even be the last Silent Hill game. Who knows? But this is the last one that America got for sure, and while it may not play very much like a Silent Hill game, it's kind of a dungeon crawler, it still has the aesthetic and hits the right notes regarding general atmosphere and music and intrigue, things like that. So it may not feel 100% like a Silent Hill game, but you can definitely tell that it is one. This would, for me, at least for the American games, conclude the Silent Hill saga, so for that reason, it has in a sense been long awaited. Even by me, because it's eluded me for so long. Only now can I actually play this on the PS TV when I, frankly, should not be able to. Note that if this game wins, and it turns out that there's something that absolutely requires some feature that only the Vita has that I can't use, if there's some reason that I just can't beat this game, then I'll have to go to the next most popular option, but at least for now, I think I can get through this. Option number 1. Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita. Option number 2, I cannot show you because at this point the game is not yet out in the West, but it's another Vita game. Corpse Party Blood Drive. I have been waiting for this game for quite some time because I loved the first Corpse Party game, and I very much got into the second, and the second ended on a horrible cliffhanger. It even said, ooh, wait till Blood Drive comes out to finish this saga. At long last, Blood Drive is going to make it to the States, and we'll get to see the end of the Corpse Party story. Yes, it is true that there are other Corpse Party games like Corpse Party 2, which takes place in a hospital, I believe, but it's not related to this sort of trilogy. Corpse Party Blood Drive would follow the events of those from the students from the first 2 Corpse Party games, which few survivors we have left, and see if we can't put an end to the Sachiko curse once and for all. So, for that reason, this would be a very interesting end of an era. The Corpse Party story will finally be told. Option number 2. Corpse Party Blood Drive for the Vita. I think that this game should be PS TV compatible, but once again, if anything gets in the way of my beating it, then I'll let you know. Option number 3. Clock Tower for the Super Nintendo. This is an interesting one in that it would not be the end of a series, it would be the start of one. Technically, Clock Tower never came out in the States, it was on the Super Famicom. This is a repro cart, but it has been English translated, and so I can play this on an actual SNES in the States and see this game through. Clock Tower is an amazing series that takes a bit of inspiration from the Dario Argento movie Suspiria, where you're a high school college girl running through this creepy mansion being chased by a mysterious killer, and it has surprisingly creepy atmosphere. For a 16-bit Super Nintendo game, okay, yeah, horror games have existed in the past. There's been Sweet Home for the original Nintendo, but how scary could it really be? More than you think, the Super Nintendo does a pretty good job of conveying the sense of dread that Clock Tower provides. I've been wanting to play Clock Tower for a while. A bunch of viewers have wanted me to play Clock Tower for a while. Perhaps this could be my opportunity to do so. Option number 3, Clock Tower for the Super Nintendo. Option number 4, still can't show you, because number 1, it has not yet been released in the West, and number 2, even when it does finally come out here, it will be digital only, which personally irritates me, but we're getting the game. Fatal Frame 5 for the Wii U. Now technically its title is Fatal Frame Shrine of the Black Maiden? Something like that? Because America never got Fatal Frame 4. Although I have Let's Played it. If you weren't aware, I have Let's Played Fatal Frame 1 through 3 for the PlayStation 2 and 4 with a Japanese to English translation for the original Nintendo Wii. The Wii U is a system that has been begging for a Fatal Frame game ever since its inception, because you can use the Wii Pad as an actual camera. You can move it around, aim at the ghosts. It's super, super creepy. So this is a brilliant use of technology, and an HD Fatal Frame game. Can you believe it? We're finally getting Fatal Frame to the current gen. This is going to blow my freaking mind. I've loved the Fatal Frame series for a long time, and it's one of the scariest series I've ever played. So being able to get this opportunity would be just marvelous. Now, as always, there could be hang-ups. I'm not quite sure how the game looks when I'm playing it. Obviously, I'll be able to see ghosts through the Wii Pad, but will you be able to see what I see? That's the big question, because in older Fatal Frame games, ghosts appeared as just blurs and wouldn't really look like anything until you took out the pad. I hope that Nintendo considered a local audience watching as an option. If you can see the ghosts on the screen, I did see some test footage where you could see ghosts on the screen, and there was just a blue rectangle indicating wherever the player was holding the Wii Pad. That would be nice, but if for some reason you cannot experience the ghosts, then I'll have to let you know and default to whatever the next most popular option was, because if you can't see the ghosts, you effectively can't see why you play Fatal Frame. You're kind of missing like 90% of the game. So let's hope that this works according to plan regarding recording. So once more, option 1, Book of Memories. Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita. We have Corpse Party Blood Drive for the Vita. We have Clock Tower for the Super Nintendo. And we have the 5th Fatal Frame game for the Wii U. Please let me know what you are most hyped for in the comments, and let's say I'll try tallying these up in... It's difficult for me to determine when I'll tally these up by, because I am not going to upload this the day I'm recording it, so I'll have to think ahead a bit. Let's say I'll give it 3 days from when I put it up, and then I will see what the results ultimately are and play the game of choice come Halloween time. Any one of these games is extremely exciting for me, so whatever you choose, I will be most pleased. And of course, that's not to say that I won't play the other games ever. Oh, I'll get to them. It's just what's going to come first. You decide. This is well in advance, but happy Halloween. Until next time, everyone.